Oh man, so what has my coach been up to? What has he been up to since he shut down the Nodcast? Okay, since he went on hiatus or sabbatical, or he changed the intermediate season, the season on the P2P Nodcast. What has he been up to? Clearly, God has not given him any divine word. He hasn't given him any divine intervention, because I know that my coach said that, well, if he gets a word from God, then he might just pop up on the Nodcast. All right. He hasn't popped up yet. Of course, he kind of admitted that he doesn't get spoken to on a regular basis. He gets spoken to in advance, and he records all of those Nodcasts in advance. He likes to record them 4 or 5 at a time. I'm like, okay, all right, coach. Are we working off of God's script? Are we working off of God's word and God's direction, or are we working off of your individual script? Okay. Considering the fact that you're talking about putting together or accumulating 5 different scripts or 5 different messages, or supposedly 5 different motivations that came straight from God. Okay. Or 5 different inspirational talks that supposedly came straight from the Lord. It seems odd that you would have to shut it down. Okay, that you would not get any word from God simply because Megan is busy with her recovery. Because Megan is busy with her recovery from her hernia surgery. Now you're not getting any word from God. Now you don't have any motivation for your people. What are they going to do without you, Tim? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Oh, but you shut it down. True to form, you shut it down for several days. And I can only guess that you're probably accumulating. You're actually filming. Even though you said you're not going to be posting anything, I have to assume that you're filming and that you're accumulating videos for next week. All right. And so, although your heavy Tim followers think that you're not filming, certainly you are filming. Any chance that you get, any break that you get from babysitting your own boys, we're sure. Any break that you get, we know that you're filming. And so I'm sure you're just accumulating those Nodcasts, and you're going to launch them next week as if Mondays was filmed on Monday and Tuesday was filmed on Tuesday. Okay. But you let the cat out of the bag, coach. So don't forget that. Next time that you come out with those Nodcasts, don't forget that you already told us that they're filmed well in advance, coach. All right, coach. So what else has he been up to? Has he been up to anything else? Oh, yeah. Okay. So he provided us with 2 videos worth of lawn care and lawn related content. Is that right? And so we got a lawnmower repair over at Grandma Lily's. Is that right? We got about 45 minutes of lawnmower repair, or attempted lawnmower repair at lawnmower hijinks, as it were, over at Grandma Lily's. And then he followed that up with some of the zero turn footage, some of the zero turn footage over at IAG. Is that right? And he included a commercial. He included an infomercial, an unsolicited commercial, as some type of sponsorship representation for the bad boy, really. And so we got to see him wander around for minutes upon minutes, as he claims hours upon hours. Okay. We know that there was some time lapsing going on, but he claims that he was out there mowing grass for 5 hours. And that's what we have to settle for. Okay. Us faithful followers. I'm sorry, you faithful followers. That's what you guys have to settle for. 3 to 4 hours of him mowing the lawn and mowing the bushes. And coupled with, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of him weed whacking. And now when he was talking about doing 5 hours worth of work, I would believe that he actually did the 5 hours if it included the weed whacking. Certainly the weed whacking is what was time consuming. Him walking around, actually being on his feet and not sitting up on his big old on that luscious bad boy seat, that luscious bad boy cushion seat that has a suspension that he can adjust based upon his weight. Just in case there are any executives listening to my video. But and so he actually had to walk around when he was doing the weed whacking. When he was doing the weed eating, he actually had to walk around. He actually had to swing his arms, swing his shoulders. He actually had to work up a sweat. He actually performed some manual labor. And so now we finally have some irrefutable evidence for you ready Tim riders that y'all's pastor actually does do some work around the farm. One day for 5 hours. And we know he loves to exaggerate. Okay, we know he can't help himself with the exaggerations. Okay, so one day for maybe 3 hours. One day for 3 hours, he put in some work out at the farm. All right, now you guys like, see, I told you he was working. I told you he was working. Now, bear in mind, if my coach is working, he gets it on film. All right, it's being taped. Okay, whether he has a tripod set up or whether he puts Megan to work, it's being taped. Just like he taped all that beautiful lawnmower footage, all that beautiful weed whacking footage. It wasn't beautiful. It was a waste of time. Okay. It wasn't all about God. It was all about grass. Really? The All About Grass channel? Okay, all right. Okay, so so finally he caught himself. He caught himself working and he filmed it. He filmed it for you ready Tim riders. He filmed it for you guys. So we got 2 videos worth of lawn care related work. Lawn care related content from the IAG media conglomerate. Conglomerate. Oh my goodness. Has he been up to anything else? Anything else? Nothing else, really. Well, all right. Okay. Well, before I get to my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video, let me give some recognition. First of all, I got to recognize you guys that have been active. You guys that have been active in the comments. Keep that commentary going both ways. Keep that dialogue flowing both ways. Of course, I have to recognize you heavy. You heard me. I said heavy. You heavy Tim followers. I have to recognize you guys. Some of you guys are a little bit more creepy than others. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to call it like I see it. Some of you guys are more creepy than others. All right, but I see you guys in the comments. I hear you guys in the comments talking about Captain. What do you mean they don't call me Captain? They would never call me Captain. They call me other stuff. Really? Like what? Demon? Devil? What do they call the folks that are commenting? What do they call the subscribers for the channel? Is that right? They call them jealous? They call them haters? Oh, haters. All right. Okay. All right. But anyway, what I hear, when I filter it, what I hear is Captain. Some captain you are. Look, all right. All right, I'm listening. Give it to me. What do we have to say this time? And they're like, Captain, you're just mad because Tim made it out. And I'm like, okay, made it out of what? Okay, because he made it out of prison early. Why would I be mad about that? Okay, anytime an individual can be free of incarceration, can be free of self-imposed incarceration, that's a good thing. So why would I be mad about that? He did his 6.5 or 7 years. Why would I be mad about that? And so you talking about him making it out of jail just because he made it out. Made it out of what? He made it out of Jackson. Okay, because there's a rumor that he escaped Jackson. Not so much made it out, but he had to run. He had to flee. There's a rumor that he had to flee from Jackson. Okay, because of some of the shenanigans that were going on in or around the Walk by Faith ministry, in or around that supposed ministry base, which was Megan's house, her inherited house. Some of the shenanigans that went on in and around the donations that they received from the markets and from other folk around the community, from the some of the hijinks that went on around that oasis. Around that oasis backyard, was it a garage behind in their backyard or what have you, where they were collecting donations and where they were pilfering and sorting through the donations for their own good. Okay, so there's a rumor that he had to flee from Jackson, and you're talking about I'm just mad because he made it out. Made it out of what? Made it out of poverty? Is that right? Did he make it out of poverty? because from what I understand, his father was a hardworking man. Okay, from what I understand, his father was an accomplished man. From what we know, Grandma Lily was a hardworking mama. We know that Grandma Lily served some time in the military, and she had some subsequent careers afterwards. Okay, so we're talking about Tim. Did he make it out of poverty? Because I'm not so sure that he came up poor. I'm not sure that he came up poor. So what exactly did he make it out of that I should be jealous of? Okay, and especially when you guys talk about me being mad of him making it out. Okay, and you talk about him making it out, but I didn't make it out. All right, well, make it out of what? Okay, so now I did grow up in the hood. Okay, I grew up in the hood. Okay, and so some people would say, actually, a lot of people would say that I made it out. All right, and so if your Pastor Tim made it out of whatever circumstance that he put himself into, and I made it out of the hood, so to speak, then wouldn't that put us on equal planes? Wouldn't we be about equal in our level of supposed accomplishment? Except for the fact that I did not make it out on the backs of others. Okay, I didn't make it out on the back of my mama. Okay, I did not alienate family members so that I could make it out, supposedly. Okay, I did not suppress. I did not oppress my wife in order to make it out. Okay, and I'm not forcing my boys to have a subpar rearing, a flawed upbringing. I'm not forcing my boys to have a subpar education, okay, in order to make it out, supposedly. So I hear what you guys are saying. It does not equate, okay? It does not equate. You guys be wilding. You guys be wilding in the comments. And you know, as long as you guys are wilding, as long as you keep on wilding, you know, I'm going to keep on digressing. Welcome back to the end game. Where today I'm going to give my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video where Tim talks about being hard-headed. Imagine that, Tim being hard-headed. But I'm going to give my reaction to that video here. Early on, Tim acknowledges, or he admits that this video was taken before Megan had her hernia surgery. I'm like, okay, coach. All right. I mean, you kind of let it slip that these videos are out of order. You let it slip that these videos are 2, 3, 4 weeks behind. Okay. But just for those woeful Tim worshipers that were not paying attention, that were not listening, you remind them that this video is old. It's old material. Okay. It's stale. Just a heads up to you guys. It's stale. Megan didn't even have her surgery at this point. And I'm guessing we can look forward to another 3 or 4 videos, 3 or 4, holy moly, or more videos of Megan prior to the surgery. But we'll just have to watch. We'll just have to wait and see, Coach.
What's up, bud? Hey, bud. You like that bike? Got the handle on there? What you think about it, Mom?
Yeah, I like it. It's great, you know, you don't have.
All right, we see Megan out there, and we're delighted. Yet again, we're delighted because we get to see Megan at her feminine finest. Okay, she's out there in those yoga pants, and she has on a t-shirt. You know, and she has on, I guess she has on her Crocs that someone donated to her, and she's looking like a woman. You know, as a woman might appear around a farm. So she's not wearing the dusty old jeans, and she's not wearing the crusty old boots or the flannel shirt or what have you. And so she actually looks presentable. She actually looks presentable. And so that was good to see, Coach. Although we saw footage of her in the yoga pants days ago. I don't know if that was weeks ago, but we saw it days ago, Coach. And so I'm like, okay, Coach, yet another reminder that these videos are way behind current time. Yes, Coach. But we'll have to watch. You know, we'll have to see what kind of entertainment we can gather from it anyway, Coach. I guess you decide that you're going to walk us through a demonstration of this little push vehicle, or this little push bike or push stroller for baby Benjamin. In your desperation for content, you're going to walk us through this, Coach? All right, Coach. All right. All right.
Have to run behind him and push. You can just use this nice handle, and it turns the handlebars.
Yep.
And he gets to practice as well, so I think it's awesome. He's having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's an amazing invention. A dad with a hurting baby.
All right, while baby Benjamin is being pushed around on that little bike slash stroller, I guess it's a brand name of New stroller. Of course, we're certain that it was donated. So okay, thank you. I do want to thank you, heavy Tim followers, for donating to little Benjamin. Taking a break from donating to my coach. I want to thank you guys. Yes, he's making some good use of it. He reminds little Benjamin, even though little Benjamin can't understand a word that he is saying, he can't understand a word of the nonsense that is coming out of his daddy's mouth. He reminds little Benjamin that he named his zero turn Outlaw. Okay. And so he claims that now little Benjamin has a zero turn of his own in that push stroller. And he asks, well, little Benjamin, what are you going to name yours? And of course, appropriately, little Benjamin, like, well, I'm going to name mine Thief. Okay, yours is called Outlaw. Mine is called Thief, Daddy. And he's looking at my coach. He's looking at Tim straight in the eye when he says it. He's like, okay, oh yeah, Daddy, you named your mower Outlaw? He's like, well, Daddy, guess what? I named mine Thief. Tell me why. Tell me why, Daddy. Tell me why I named mine Thief. While we're in the process, while we're naming criminals on the property, okay? While we're being proud of criminal activity, okay? Oh, by the way, Coach. Oh, by the way, Dad. All right. You have the outlaw over there, Dad. I have the thief over here, Dad. And oh, by the way, they're one and the same.
Jack must have made that because I was out here pushing Benjamin around one day. He had a little bike, and I had to bend down and push him around. He was having fun, and so we looked online and found this thing here, and he's strapped in, got the little pedals, and so the pedals they can actually move. This is for his age now. They don't work right now. They're just for a foot prop. But then once he gets older, you can move him down here, and he can actually pedal on his own. But show us how it works, Mama.
All right, you're going to do that.
Mm-hmm. It's like a ride at the fair. Yeah. Look at him. He looks serious too.
Old school, a long time ago in the mall, you could check out a little like.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what this reminds me.
Yeah. Come on, Benjamin, ride. Let's see. He looks serious too. That's pretty cool right there. Turn it. All you do is come on, turn this way. Look at that. Look at that big boy.
I like that zero turn. Turn
down.
Yeah.
Benjamin got a zero turn too. What you gonna name your zero turn, Benjamin? The new you? New you? What you gonna name your zero turn, Benjamin? I named mine Outlaw. What's yours gonna be named?
Tim fast forwards to the next day, and of course we notice that he's wearing the same clothes. He's wearing the same clothes that he had on the previous day. He tries to explain it away in the fact that they're just wearing their knockoff clothing or knock-around clothing, whatever that is, okay? Wearing their pajamas or what have you. And we're like, okay, Coach, even pajamas need to be washed, Coach. From time to time, they need to be washed. And considering that you're wearing your pajamas outdoors, out there with the sheep poop, the pig poop, the fleas, the mice, and the other rodents, Coach, in your case, you probably want to wash that clothing a couple times per day, Coach. All right, they're not regular pajamas. Once you start wearing them outdoors, especially on a supposed farm, Coach. All right, but he's probably wearing the same clothes from yesterday. Okay, sweat spots and all. All right, but now they're talking about trying to move the sheep and move the ewes and the rams and what have you. And of course, one thing that we notice is that the boys have something strapped onto their hips. Okay, all three of them have something strapped onto their hips. And I'm like, okay, all right. Now, fortunately, it's not a 22 rifle that my coach got all excited about. Fortunately, they don't all have a rifle on their hip. It does not appear to be a BB gun. Okay, remember my coach said, well, if she does not allow the boys to have rifles because they're only 5 years old and 7 years old, and even 10 years old, they don't, okay, I don't want them to have rifles. And so if she doesn't allow that, then we can just go with BB guns. But we notice what they have strapped to their hips does not appear to be a BB gun. And so we're like, okay, well, what else would there be, coach? And I'm like, well, the other item that you thought the boys were mature enough, that you thought they were responsible enough to have on their person was a box cutter. Okay, and I'm like, oh my goodness, coach, are those the box cutters that you, for some reason, you felt that they were required equipment around a farm? All right. Oh my goodness. So I'm guessing either box cutters or pocket knives, but all three of them have them. Even little 5-year-old Noah has one. Okay. All right. We'll have to check on Benjamin to see if he has one as well. All right. Because we know that my coach's view of parenting, his view of maturing, his view of when boys actually develop into being men or young men, we know that it's a bit warped. And so we'll have to just watch a little bit further to find out what is that on their hips. I'm going to guess that I'm going to guess that my coach and y'all's pastor, he will reveal it to us in short order. He's going to reveal it to us. But good gracious, coach, what is it? What is it? I'm sorry. What are they?
Enjoying ourselves today, having a good time, and riding Benjamin around on his little bike and playing football. But we'll pick y'all up tomorrow or whenever we get a chance to move these sheep, because we got to get the rams moved, and then we got to get the ewes moved as well onto the green pastures and not mix them while we're moving them. So y'all stick around. We'll pick y'all up when we get ready to move the sheep. All right, y'all, it's a new day on the farm, and as y'all saw, we were kind of just relaxing yesterday, but I told y'all today we're gonna come out and kind of try to move these sheep. Today is actually an off day for us, so we're not in work clothes or anything. We're not expecting to do anything major. We're all still in our knock around pajamas, clothes, and everything. But we're gonna try to get these sheep moved, these ewes moved onto pasture, because like I said, the grass is pretty much green enough, and we have a plan on how we're gonna try to do this, but we don't know how well it's gonna work. But we'll probably put Gideon up. Y'all put Gideon back up. Put Gideon back in the cage. Yeah, we'll put the dog back up because we don't really need him, and we have all these babies running around, so we want to be low stress for these mamas. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to let them out of this fence right here, and then just let them kind of, wander around the barn site. It's plenty of grass here for them to eat temporarily, and we don't even have to close the gates or anything like that. We should just be able to just let them in here. We might close the gates because what y'all think, boys? Y'all think that they're gonna try to follow us? Because
now, as Tim and the boys are trying to wrangle up the lambs or the baby sheep, of course they have to get in there, get inside the sheep pen and grab them up and try to coax them and what have you. My coach, when he's trying to catch the bigger of the lambs, the oldest of the lambs, I guess he gets bonked in his head. And I guess that's where he gets the concept of having a hard head and it paying off for him. Okay, all right, coach. But he had to drop the camera. In order to catch that lamb, he had to drop the camera. And at some point, he got some wisdom. Getting bonked in his head must have jarred free some wisdom. Because at a certain point, a few moments later, he actually had Timothy Jr. hold the camera. Because my coach's hands were full with the older lamb. And I thought that Tim Jr. did a commendable job operating the camera. I mean, he's 10 years old, coach, okay? Normal children are technology savvy, coach, all right? I know that you sheltered them from the real world, coach, but they have tablets in their homeschool room. They have tablets. They have electronics. Usually children, this generation of children, they're more accomplished. They're more, they have greater dexterity. They're more fluent with the technology, coach. But you allowed Timothy Jr. to actually operate the camera, and it went well, coach. It went well. And so here we are thinking that it was too much of a task. Okay. It was too much to ask for Junior to do some of the filming rather than burdening Megan, rather than yanking her from her normal tasks, from her rest and her recuperation. We thought, well, he had to yank her because she's the only one that can operate the camera. She's the only one that can film Tim doing the foolishness. and come to find out, a 10-year-old boy that's been trained in the way of filming and production and script execution. Okay. He's been trained in the ways of YouTube since he was a small lad. Okay. Come to find out, he can operate that camera perfectly fine, coach. All right. So going forward, there will be no excuses. No excuses for you forcing Megan to operate that camera. No excuses, coach. Especially once, now that she's going into her recovery process. Now that she's moving toward rehabbing from her hernia surgery, there's no excuse for her to operate the camera, coach. Just give it to Junior. All right. All right. He's been in this YouTube environment for years upon years. All right, coach. All right. With a little bit of coaching, you could train him up in the proper angles that you want. That would be easy to do, coach. But of course, coach, you would have to take some time out of your editing. You have to take some time away from your script writing in order to train him in those angles and whatnot, coach. But I think it will be worth the while, coach. All right. I do understand that your domination of Megan includes the filming process. All right. But for heaven's sake, coach, at some point you have to try to be more efficient. All right. We know that you have more on your plate now that you have to babysit your own boys. OK. But certainly you could get Timothy Jr. involved in the actual filmmaking, coach. Certainly at this point.
Right there. I'm gonna drop the camera, y'all. Drop the camera. Got her. I told y'all I had to drop the camera. I can't get it with two hands. With one hand, at least. All right, we got them all, I think. Let's just hold it. All right, I'm not gonna let her go because she's not gonna follow. It might be best if we hold these other two. What y'all think?
Yeah.
All right. The little ones might go because I'm trying to see. No, you can open the gate. Whew. Oh yeah, Wendy, I'm not trying to hurt you, girl. We're trying to help you. Don't put them down. I'm almost thinking put the babies down. Go ahead and put the babies down. I don't think they're going anywhere. It's this one right here we gotta worry about. The biggest baby. All right, let's see. I'm gonna need to hold the camera. We need a cage we can put her in. Yeah.
She gonna jump out of that.
So we might need to put it down. Maybe should. Yeah, just catch her again.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
And let she get out there. Get out there. Ain't gonna be no hope. All right. All right, y'all.
Tim talks about the fact that he can go and let the Rams in on his own. All right, on his own. Which, of course, we know means that he feels that it might not be so safe to have those young boys, not young men, and definitely not men. But he feels as though it won't be totally safe to have those young boys up in there as the Rams are coming in to fill up the sheep pen area. He tells Junior to go and grab him some grain. Go get me some grain. No, please. No, thank you. He doesn't say thank you. He doesn't say, can you? He just says, go get me some. Get me some grain. I'm like, okay, coach. You really training those boys up as far as manners go, coach? As far as courtesy, coach, as far as courtesy goes, coach, you really train those boys up? Not. And then, of course, after Junior scoops out the grain, he says, well, you can hand that to me now. Not thank you, not please. I'm like, okay, coach. They see everything, coach. All right. And when does domination exclude thanks? When does it exclude please? When does it exclude requesting things? When does domination exclude those things, coach? All right. And then, of course, as Junior is loading the grain into the bucket, we're reminded that Gideon is locked up in that duck cage. He's locked up in that cage. that cage that he's supposedly only in for 4 to 5 hours a day. Supposedly. He's locked up in that duck cage again. Fortunately, Solo has been cast off. He's been cast away out to the Resurrection Ranch. So now that Gideon is the only one that's imprisoned in that cage. The cage is still too small, Coach. Try as you may to make more room for an adult dog. It's still a duck cage. All right. It's still too small for even one dog, Coach. But all right, Coach, it's a little bit better. The living conditions for Gideon are a little bit better, Coach. All right. If only you would just spend a little bit of money. I know you've been waiting to get that cage from your donors. Okay. Assuming that you have not already received a cage. Assuming that you have not already resold the cage at the flea market or on the Facebook marketplace or on the eBay. Okay. Assuming that they have not already sent you a cage, which likely they have. You may just want to go ahead and just spend a few dollars. It won't take much, Coach. It won't take much. For Gideon's sake.
I'm glad to have these boys with me to make the job easy. Where's the other one? Right there. For real. And soon Benjamin will be out here. But I had to drop the camera on that last one. I already know I was going to have to catch her with 2 hands. And she's a runner, too. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see if she comes out of there as she gets older, because we want to have her as one of our breeders. She's a female. All right, boys, y'all ready to let the rams in?
Yeah.
I guess I can do that. Yeah, y'all, I guess give me, let's see. I guess y'all can stay in here and I can let the rams in. I should be able to do that by myself. If y'all give me a little grain, give me a scoop of grain. Oh, he did. He pick the bucket up. Pick the bucket up. There you go. Now put it on top of the dog cage. Yep, there you go.
I don't want any shit to get under this car.
No, yeah. Sorry, they can be up on here temporarily. There's a farmyard out here, y'all, under the barn. You can hand me a bucket, Tim. All right.
A little bit later, while Tim is walking us through the supposed pastures and his plans, and he talks about the water sources and what have you, and the animals, trying to isolate the animals from the water sources so they don't pee or poop in the water. They encounter a weed, okay, and so he gives the boys some instruction on how to kick down a weed. Like, okay, Coach, that's horticulture? Is that farming, or is that gardening? Which is that? Which is that? Whereby you're kicking down weeds, and then as they're kicking down the weed, you know, in the fashion that their daddy taught them how to kick down weeds. All right, the boys will have stories to tell years from now. The boys will be telling those stories about, remember how we used to kick down those weeds? And I'm like, okay, don't they have pocket knives on their hips? Okay. Or maybe they could have taken some gloves with them, or one set of gloves, and they could actually either pull that weed out of the ground or actually cut it down low to the ground, cut it. But he's teaching them how to kick down a weed. And he's like, well, when you kick it down, make sure you kick it down at the base so that you don't spread the seeds. I'm like, all right, Coach. All right. Is this what it has come to? With your training, raising up these farm hands of boys. Okay. Is this what it has come to? Okay. Teaching them how to kick down weeds. How about showing these boys how to farm, Coach? How about showing them how to plant crops? How about that, Coach? When do we get to that? How long is this lesson on weed kicking? How long does this go? Let us know when it's over, Coach. Let us know.
You bring the water to them, whether you're doing it gravity fed. The goal is to have the pond on a higher elevation than the pastures, so you can gravity feed the water to the animals and just give them what they need, so they're not boo-booing and pooping and peeing in the pond and in your creeks and things like that. And so, yeah, that's the goal, is to fence off another section above the pond, so the pond won't be fenced off. And we're thinking about fencing off another section on this side of the property. We have probably another acre over there. That's probably a 1/4 acre up at the top of the property above the pond. And this whole section here is probably maybe 2 acres, something like that. Maybe 2 1/4, something in that nature, when you add on the barn site and the winter paddock. But this is the best pasture here. And I see a tall one of those weeds. Y'all want to come kick down this weed, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to get rid of these things here. Kick it at the bottom. No, at the bottom. Right at the base. Right at the base. You got to kick it. Yeah, there you go. I try to kick all that. Kick it all up. We don't like you, weed. Get out of my pasture. Get out of my pasture. I know. Hold on. Don't spread the seeds out. We want to kick it down and then leave the seeds on there so the seeds will die right there. We probably should haul it off. Try to get the whole, yeah. Try to get it unconnected from the ground. There you go. There you go. Don't touch it. It's gonna be sticky. Yeah, I got it now. Good. Perfect. All right. Now, that'll die out right there.
Tim shows the boys how to continually take out their aggression. He shows them how to take out their aggression on those weeds, rather than taking it out on other people, rather than taking it out on rams. Okay, don't forget that sheep named Lily that got butted. that sheep Lily that got rammed by somebody's work boot. Okay. And don't forget that recent lamb that got killed, supposedly. The recent lamb that supposedly got attacked by Solo or Gideon or someone else in a fit of anger, in a fit of rage. Okay? But he's showing these boys how to take out their anger. He's talking about how we hate these weeds. Okay? He's talking about how they'll grow up and the animals don't eat them, so they just continue to grow. And he's talking about we hate them, not that we dislike them. Not that we want to rid ourselves. We just want to rid ourselves of them. But he's talking about, well, we'll go further than that, boys. I'm going to teach you how to hate something. Remember, I'm the master hater. I'm the master hater in all of this. So let me teach you how to hate something, boys. And so we hate those weeds. So kick them. Kick them, boys. Rather than me grabbing my weed eater or my weed whacker or my string trimmer. Okay, or grabbing that meat cleaver that they were using to cut the string on the bales of hay. Rather than me grabbing any of those more suitable pieces of equipment, I'm going to teach these boys in the art of kicking down weeds. I'm like, all right, coach. All right, when will it end? I mean, now the only other thing that was notable in these shots was that, of course, we got a glimpse of some of the farm implements, the brand new bush hog. I guess we saw the auger off in the distance over there next to the camper. And so we got to see some of these farm implements that have just simply been collecting dust. Okay, AKA collecting weeds. They've just been collecting weeds. All right. And so we get a glimpse of that. The boys are, they're off doing their weed kicking. And I'm like, okay, coach, we understand this. Maybe it's not all about actually trying to go in and rid your property of these weeds. Maybe it's just you're trying to burn off some of that energy. Okay. Hopefully we have not forgotten that you're on fatherhood duty. You're on parenting duty. Okay. While Megan is recovering, you're on parenthood duty. And so we know, we all know what it's like to try to have our kids burn off some energy, especially considering that out of 3 boys, at least one of them has ADHD. At least one of them. Okay, statistically speaking, coach. Okay, nothing personal, coach. All right, I know you're about to go in the comments, coach, and say, hey, don't be saying that my boys have issues. Okay, don't be saying that my boys are not learning properly, that they're not being educated properly, and on top of that, they have some attention deficits. Okay, coach. It's just that I'm familiar with the statistics, coach. I'm just familiar. Okay, we're talking about young boys. We're talking about young black boys. Boys of any race of a certain age, statistically speaking, at least one of those boys has ADHD. And so, coach, I do understand that in the grand scheme of things, you're just trying to burn off some energy from those boys. Okay. Because you can't think of anything else for those boys to do. Okay. They have limited exposure to athletics, coach, limited exposure. All right. They're not riding their bikes anymore. Okay. Remember, they used to ride their bikes up a certain hill, down the trail, etc. All right. You let that driveway go into disrepair such that the boys can't ride their bikes on the driveway anymore, coach. Okay. And so what type of physical outlets do they really have? And we're talking about growing boys, coach. All right. So they're relegated to be weed kickers. This is how we get our recreation. This is how we burn off our energy, by kicking the weeds, the tall weeds and even the small weeds. But oh my goodness, I can't take anymore. I can't take no more. I can't take no more.
Try to kick it down by the base. Y'all don't know how to go for the same one. There's some more out here. I see one over behind me, I think.
And I see one big old one by the fence.
Is that on the outside of the fence? Go see if it's on the outside of the fence, no. Go that way, Tim. I see a little one right there. Go straight towards that old thing we used to put that baking soda in. You got it, Ty? Try to kick it right down by the base. There you go. Now keep on kicking it and see if you can kick all that stuff up. There you go. There you go. Get mad at it. There you go. It's up now.
The roots out.
High five. It's on the outside of the fence, Noah? Oh, okay. Go on, kick it down then. Oh, yeah. Now kick it by the base and get all them roots up. Y'all probably think we crazy, but I don't know if y'all have these weeds where y'all are or not. But in Mississippi, they'll take over your pastures. If you go by like cow pastures and old farm fields, you'll see those things. You'll see no grass, but you'll see these weeds just standing up all over the place, and the animals don't eat them, so they're no good to us. But yeah, somebody told us we can make some tea or something out of the tops of them, but we just hate these things. Help them with the roots, Titus. Want to make sure we have good pastures and we don't have weeds sucking the life out of our grass. There you go. See if you can get all them little, the other little leaves and stuff out. Cause they pretty tender.
Yeah.
There you go.
No. I kicked it in my face.
That's it. That's it for my reaction to that IAG Farms video, where Tim talks about being hard-headed finally paid off. Yes. Okay, Coach. I know it's a play on words because we all know that you being hard-headed lands you behind bars. We do know that you being hard-headed landed you in the penal system. It got you incarcerated, yes, for 6 to 7 years, Coach. We do understand. We do understand you being hard-headed led you to gangbang, led you to run the streets, led you to skip school. We do understand that being hard-headed led to those things, Coach. All right. We do understand that you being hard-headed led you to kick down your mama's door looking for drugs. Okay, we do understand that. We know that some folks say, hey, you know, you don't eat where you poop. Okay, and so that's your mama. Okay, if you're gonna rob somebody, don't rob your mama. She'll never get over it. And we know you were hard-headed. You're like, gotta have those drugs, gotta get that money. Okay, mama who? I'm kicking it in. I'm kicking it in. But all right, that's it. That's it for my reaction. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Chop it up in the comments. Bernard, Tim, I expect to see you in the comments as usual. I want to shoot out some love to my subscribers. Shoot out the love. I'm shooting it out to you guys. Yes. We marched on toward 10,000, 10K subscribers. And that's all because of you guys, all because of the viewers and the subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. Showing me that there is value. There is value in the reactions. Okay. There is value in having an opinion. There's value in expressing that opinion. Okay. There is value in people having an outlet and people being able to share themselves, be able to join a community within the comments. Okay. There's value in that. You guys demonstrated that. Okay. And so I do want to shoot out some love to you guys, for allowing us to achieve those 10K subscribers. All right. You guys showed up and you showed out. So much love for you guys. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.